Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. So this video is all about testing this Wynn's Petrol Extreme Cleaner 3, the kind of professional formula, as it says right at the bottom there, to see if it actually cleaned off any of the carbon buildup on my pistons on my motorcycle. Right, let's see if it worked. Catch you inside. RevelatorAlf. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Right, so video, it's about this petrol cleaner here, Extreme Cleaner by Wynn's, and it's a professional formula. The reason I got this is because it specifically states that it helps to clean up the carbon buildup on pistons as well. In a previous video, I tried their other product, which is their system cleaner, and you can watch the video up there in the archives as well. And basically it had hardly any effect at all on the carbon buildup on the pistons. So if you watch one of my earlier videos, I got one of these things, an endoscope, and I actually checked inside the engine around about 10,500 miles. And then I put the first cleaner through, and there was no real difference. A little bit, but not much. Now I've put this through, and I've ridden the bike for a couple hundred miles. I've literally just gone and put this down the spark plug holes to check inside the cylinder, and basically this is what I found. So after the first cleaner, around about 10,800 miles, this is a rear cylinder. You see there's quite a bit of carbon build-up there, but it had improved it somewhat. The same with the front cylinder as well. Now when I put the endoscope in the rear cylinder and the front cylinder on the motorcycle with this new professional formula, actually there isn't a lot of difference at all. In fact, in many ways it looks a little bit worse on the edges. So I've got to say the rear cylinder doesn't look great. If I go over to the front cylinder as well, that doesn't look that great or any change at all. So you know, now I'm looking at this Extreme Cleaner, the professional series here, and it makes all these bold claims on the website and everything like that. That hasn't really made any difference at all, I've got to say. Okay, so this is 500 milliliters. If you peel the label on the back, you get the instructions in there, and it's basically saying up to ethanol-based fuels up to E10, which we're riding with here in the UK, E5, E10, and it can make up to 500 milliliters, can make up to 60 liters of fuel. However, you could put this in 30 liters of fuel for really stubborn saints, and essentially that's what I did. I really wanted to give the carbon buildup a real good kick in the teeth, as it were. But as you can see, it hasn't really made any difference. If anything, it's just shined over some of the rough edges of the carbon buildup. So I suppose in some way that might have improved it a little bit. But it's certainly not dramatic. It's certainly not dramatic. And I've got to say I'm a little disappointed. I had high hopes for this. I had high hopes to bring you some great news about these system cleaners, these petrol cleaners. So what about the performance on the motorcycle? Was that improved? Was it running smoother? Well, again, as with the first bottle which I used, the other product, if anything, it was so marginal. It seemed to be running a little bit smoother. It seemed to be revving a little bit freer, but nothing of note. So I can't really say that this made a tremendous amount of difference. There wasn't big plumes of black soot being expelled from the exhaust as I thought it was going through its cleaning process. I've looked at other competitive cleaners on the market in the meantime as well, and a lot of what they claim and the reality of what actually happens are miles apart as well. This is by no means any kind of scientific test, of course, and obviously I'd have to look at this as a long-term solution and say, right, okay, well, periodically, every 3,000 miles, 5,000 miles, you just put a bottle of this through your engine, and just to help to stave off any carbon buildup, give your engine a good clean. So from that point of view, from a preventative maintenance point of view, yes, but I say it isn't a miracle cleaner, which I don't think it was claiming to be, but in my mind I thought it was going to be something like that. So there are other products on the market as well. If you know of a product that will absolutely clean off the carbon buildup on a piston just with one bottle application, let me know, because I will try it out and see if there's any truth to the myth, as it were. But say this was running slightly better, but hardly anything at all. Fuel economy, no, exactly the same. I've still got about 200 miles in my tank, which I would normally get anyway. So there hasn't really been a great benefit. Again, very marginal benefit, if anything, on this bottle of treatment that I put through my bike. There we go. That's really disappointing, isn't it? Well, all I can say is, if you're really interested, try it out for yourself, see what you think. It might just work for you. There are petrol variants of this particular type, and I think there's a diesel variant as well. What a shame, what a shame. Right, anyway, on that bombshell, Wynn's products. Yeah, I think, you know, preventative maintenance, it can't do any harm. It's, you know, might clean out your fuel system a little bit. Yeah. Okay, as I said from this first product, I think you've got to look at these products now, especially with the ethanol based fuels, to start using them as soon as you get the vehicle, and periodically use them to help that to keep your engine nice and clean inside. I think once the horse is bolted from the barn, as it were, I don't think they do a lot of good. Anyway, these particular products, I should say. So I think it's going to be at some point in the future, take the heads off and give the pistons a good old scrub. That's all you can do, really, isn't it? Anyway, right, on to the next video, whenever that is. You know the score. Like, share, subscribe, everything. Ta-da.